Ugh. Sorry that took so long. I was using the washroom and had to refill my water. But yeah, we're playing some we're Limbusin. We're playing some Limbus company. Not too much, just a little bit. Because well, I've been wanting to stream, but I've been really busy, so I've just completely forgotten, or I've just never had the time for it, unfortunately. But today I have a little bit of time. Still somewhat busy. I do have some homework to do after, but yeah, like I have some time for a little bit of a stream. We're gonna playing some Limbus company, just getting started on the event, probably doing some polls, you know, just the usual stuff, because there is the Arknights collab, which I am very excited about, and I didn't even realize it was here until 2 days ago. So I had no idea that the Arknights collab was already here, so I need to catch up on it, do the event, hopefully get enough polls to get the characters I want, like all three of the identities, and maybe some announcers as well. I would love to have the announcers. I need the announcers. I mean, like, I need them. I love Arknights. Truth be told, I don't play the Arknights game that much, but I like the story, and I watch like story gameplay, and I watch people play it, and I've watched the anime. I love Arknights. And I have played it, I just haven't been playing it a lot. But yeah, oh yeah, there is also the Arknights Enfield game that's coming out soon. Exciting. But yeah, let's just get started on Limbus company, I guess. Enough stalling. I've been stalling for 10 minutes. What the fuck? Okay. Where is it? There it is. I feel like my microphone's a little quiet today. Turn that up. Okay, yeah, that's much closer to my normal volume. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So, turn my sound effects back on. So, first thing we can do, why don't we just get started on the event, wait for a few people to fill in, just give them the chance to come in, because I haven't done any polls on the new banner yet. I don't even have that much lunacy, so that's gonna be a problem. But yeah, let's see, yeah, this one. Ah, man, who do I want though? There's Honglu. Oh, I love Faust. I think they blessed me. They gave me Honglu and Faust. I kind of want both. And there's also Gregor. That's Gregor, right? Gregor? Is that Gregor? That's Gregor, right? Looks like Gregor. And that's all three, right? Yeah, that's all three. I want this one the most. I like this. This one looks the coolest. I think I remember using this character. I think that's... I might be wrong. I remember using this character in the actual Arknights game. And this is a rupture thing, so it would be good for me. That's poise and sinking. This is bleed. No, is it? It's burn. Okay, burn and tremor. Yeah, I want the other one first. Let's. Oh, before that, let's get started in the event. Reward exchange. So what can I get here? I can get this. Ego. I want everything, honestly. Am I greedy? Am I a little bit too greedy? I feel like the game's a little loud. Turn it down a little bit. Limbus company is always a little bit weird because I feel like some parts are really loud, some parts are really quiet sometimes. So, hey, we'll see how it goes. I will have the voices turned up a bit. Let's turn it down. Let's try to even things. Oh shit. Let's try to even things out. Sound effects a little low now. All right. Oh, model freaked out. Oh, my hair's caught in my headphones. What the hell? Okay, let's get started. Enough stalling. Let's go. Stages. Okay, so hold on. I want to see what rewards. So there's... Oh, I want all of these. First things first, definitely get that 1,000 though. What's this? One extraction ticket. And you can get 20 of them. Okay, definitely want to get this ego. And then I low-key want to get cosmetics next. Because, yeah, why not? Insufficient enkephaline. Why did I convert my... I didn't convert it. Whoops. How many boxes do I have? Okay, let's go in. So it forces... I don't really understand this. It kind of like forces which characters you're allowed to use. I don't really know what's happening there. Is it because you need to unlock them later? Since we are stranded on, like, we did get lost or something. I don't know. I remember I was playing through the... I looked at the... I was looking at the cutscene, right? Can I take a look at the cutscene again? I don't even know. But I was looking at the cutscene and I kind of understood, but I was also a little bit confused. So we'll just see how it goes, I guess. This is the worst team you've ever seen, but luckily they're all leveled up. So I'm opening up a root beer, don't mind me. Okay. We should be fine to just like win rate fight as per usual. Even if the team is a really big mess. And they're all like leveled up too, or in uptide for us, which is nice. She has a gun, what the fuck? Damn! Thank you, Amiya. That's interesting. Do they all do rupture? I didn't think they did rupture. I love win rate enter. Oh my god. The game is a little bit too loud. There we go. Mission accomplished. That brings back memories. It's been so long since I played Arknights. Maybe I should try playing it on stream again. Like on a fresh account or something. Alright, this is a story. This hardly looks like a village. It's more like the ruins of one, isn't it? It doesn't seem like they've done any proper upkeep to the place. Not in a while, at least. She's so short, I love it. Holy thighs, okay. They're really here, living together. The strange buildings tell the stories of former prosperity from a bygone era. Our steps leave no footprints on the wet and muddy ground. On it, I see a rotting sign marked with the name Faro Morto. Yes. Everywhere I look in this village, I see evidence of a long, silent abandonment. We don't see these kinds of abandoned-looking ruins often in the city either. Well, yeah. There's always someone or something out there waiting to capitalize on that free real estate. Be it a syndicate or a corporation, and fix it up. Better than this, at least. So where are the sinners? There was a clearing down there where we were entrapped betwixt a twain of great ships, narrowing winds against our sail. Why did I change to an accent? Ooh. And that is when young Ishmael boomed, her command most resonant. Say no more. I didn't even try to search for them. That unmistakably sonorous and familiar voice echoing triumphantly between the empty buildings. Oh, it's Don Quixote. Okay. There she was, standing atop of a low podium like an actor on stage, regaling a group of people in rags with tales of adventure like a traveling thespian. Leave it to her to really... She's like a bard. She's like a bard in a D&D campaign. Answers, you dogs! Horsemen! 'Tis the moment Ishmael, the first mate of vessel Mephistopheles, shall navigate. Ah! Stop. Hold on. Just what do you think you're doing? Young Ishmael, unhand my mouth, for I was about to regale them with the most fantastic tales of your advantage, and it's the great Gasp. Manager Esquire. What the fuck is she saying? Verily thou hast returned with Manager Esquire safely in tow. What? They found Clockhead? A burning clock for a head? When I was a child, I heard a story about a legendary Sarkaz with a flaming head. Why would someone like that visit our humble village? While their exterior may carry elements that inspire fear, in some, there is no cause for alarm. Yeah, they might look like that, but they're Dante, our manager, and the rest are... Hello. I'm sorry, who are you two? They're two very nice people who helped us find Dante. This is Miss Amia, leader of Rhode Island. And this is Miss Scotty, their operator. They'll be coming along with us for a little while. Eh? With us? We believe that the dimensional door, which we at Rhode Island are investigating, has something to do with why you suddenly woke up here in Iberia. As Amia was bringing the sinners up to speed, the villagers, who were staring at us curiously, approached us. Did our conversation manage to convince them that we're not a threat? I sure hope so. Ah, you are friends of our saviors. Saviors? Verily, 'tis quite the grand title, yet that is indeed the word by which we addressed. To be more precise, by saviors, they are referring only to Faust and Udis. Of course. Faust gave me a light nod when we made eye contact, but I could tell that her lips were drawing a very, very subtle smiling arc. She's smiling! No way! Never seen before! I'm kidding, she does smile. When she's making fun of us. So, I'm guessing something did happen? They were quite mistrustful upon our initial arrival. What business do outsiders have here? What if they're from the Inquisition? And so I started blasting. Welcome in, Ether. Hello. How you doing? How you doing? What the fuck? Oh, I think someone's cooking in my background. I'll turn on noise suppression. There you go. You won't hear the chopping of meat anymore. It's going through the noise suppression. What the? Okay. Sorry about that. You guys are just gotta bear with that. How's it going? I'm doing okay. I'm just really busy with homework and whatnot. I'm in school again. It's so sad. I don't want to be in school again. But yeah. How about you? How are you doing? How is it going for you? Calm yourselves, everyone. None of them are carrying what appears to be their scriptures or lamps. Let's first try to see who they are. I don't remember any of the voices I gave these characters. Man, I don't think they're gonna trust us anytime soon. They're all old... What the fuck does that say? Curmudgeons. That's STNC, then PTSD. Okay. What does that stand for? Stab their necks cold, then pry their SD. I don't know. Pillage their storage deposit. Okay. I love how Sinclair's like the Ryoshu translator. I don't think STNC is a good way to get started either. Great, had Friday off from work and played Phasmophobia yesterday with AIM, although he abandoned me. Hey. You know what? That's pretty in character. Glad you're doing good though. Glad to hear it, glad to hear it. Should we just find help somewhere elsewhere? Just look at how thin their arms are. I don't think they're in any shape to help us out. Perhaps we could inquire as to our whereabouts. Air. We are to decide our lodging. While the landscape is certainly reminiscent of U-Corps, I don't recall seeing or learning about any place that looks like this, though I can't say I've been to every corner of U-Corps. The moment I summon the ghost and AIM just all that far. Oh, AIM. I ask again, what business do outsiders have here? Their fingers are tightening around the grips of their weapons. Prolonging silence will most likely turn this into a hostile encounter. We can't have that. Hi, we're from Limbus Company, where fixers of justice. Are we lurking for a bit? Yeah, feel free. Enjoy your stay. Yeah, that fixers of justice. Oi, don't you know when to keep it down? Fixers? That over there, it's a ship blueprint, isn't it? Are you looking to repair a vessel by any chance? All these construction materials seem to suggest so. Chief, this does not concern you. It's not something a mere outsider can understand. Curious. I've never seen an energy source like this before. Have you run the test to rule out any stability issues? It seems the power the heat exchanger via some method comparable to the utilization of fusion energy. Have you any thoughts on this, Miss Faust? The general design structure is somewhat old-fashioned, but there certainly are inspired parts to the design, particularly with the usage of the core energy source. While stability would need to be further studied, this technology seems to be incredibly energy efficient. You identified all that merely by glancing at this blueprint? You must be the village chief then. If so, I have a proposition for you. In return for assisting them in their ship repair, we were promised a ride on their vessel. Miss Faust has theorized that perhaps, by going to sea, we may be able to find a way to return to whence we came. Does that mean we can find a way back? Fuck. I can't read. Does that mean we can find a way back somewhere out there in the sea? Nothing is certain yet, Dante. At this moment, we are working based on a hunch. A hunch? Sensing the implicit omen in her choice of words, I slowly turned to look at Faust, who nodded solemnly in response. If we're really in a different world, even her Gesellschaft has to be. No issues were encountered in the repair process. Faust smiles faintly as she looked around. Then she pulls me in by her hems. She whispers in a low voice. My connection to the Gesellschaft is currently operating at a suboptimal level, Dante. So it's still connected at least? Indeed, it is. However, even exchange of simple information are taking up dozens of hours by current calculation. I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know what the Gesellschaft is, because I haven't caught up with the story. I'm still at Canto 4. I haven't had the chance to get started on Canto 5 yet, and I do want to play Canto 5 on stream as I did with all the other Cantos, but I haven't had the chance, which is unfortunate. Aurelio want the Bell Dandy car, by the way? Yeah, okay. I'll give that to him right now. There you go. You got it. Is this a warp train station situation? Because we're in a different dimension. The cause should be identical. We have been connected to an unidentified, unpredictable dimension. However, Faust is aware that the pathway to our original dimension is yet to close at this time, unlike the situation back aboard the warp train. So, to get back to where we came from? Indeed. Traveling through the pathway is the most feasible solution. I can't fucking read. Okay. And from that, you came up with the whole plan to repair the ship and sail out to sea? Yes, well, I am also a genius, after all. Humble too. Amiya conjectured that we probably came through a dimensional door of sorts. Looks like that dimensional door might be what Faust is looking for. With high likelihood, yes. At least there's a way back. I find myself calming down a little. Oh, speaking of which, when do you think you can wrap up the repair job? As fortune should have it, a majority of the most time-consuming parts of the repair have already been completed by the locals. It shouldn't take us more than a day or two to get its core parts ship-shape again, Executive Manager. We'll be staying here a few more days then. How did you manage last night? Well, like I said earlier, we've been keeping ourselves busy, looking for you this whole time. We took turns helping with the repairs and resting, but I doubt any of us could got a proper night's rest. Still, we weren't cold, thanks to the villagers who kept the fire going for us all night. Not to mention how they helped us a ton with that local map they drew us. Oh, also Chief handed us this earlier. What's it for? Ah, looks like a sack to collect water. Give it here. I know how to get that installed. It must be to repay Miss Faust and Miss Udis' efforts at repairing their ship. Yet, the service they provide us is certainly quite generous, even when taking the transactional nature into account. They're really giving us the best treatment they can, huh? As for food, we managed to fill ourselves with some cookies and bread Rodya keeps in her pockets. Didn't want to eat into their food supply when they're already pretty tight, you know? She carries enough cookies and bread for 12 people. What the fucking Doraemon interdimensional pocket is this shit? She's got a whole bakery in her pockets? What the fuck? Okay. They did offer us some nosh, those dried fish things, but we refused. I ain't about taking food from the needy. No need to concern yourselves so much with our hospitality. You have done more than enough to earn your keep. I turn around to look at the source of that low rumbling, okay, I'll try that, and saw an old man in an outfit that seemed to distinguish itself amongst the other villagers. There you are, Chief. Is there a place for us to stay the night? We do have places to shelter from the misty humidity, at the very least. There is an empty building there, so feel free to occupy for the night. Ooh, are you sure? I mean, I don't mind sleeping in the streets myself. Hey, speak for yourself. I've been looking forward to sleeping with a roof over my head since like yesterday. I'll catch a cold sleeping in the elements in this environment, which is fine by me for the rest of you. But we cannot afford to have the executive manager or our honored guests suffer that fate. Honored guests? I heard what happened from the 4 who left in search of the executive manager. First, I would like to begin by imparting my infinite gratitude to you for finding and rescuing the executive manager. I hear that you are a leader at a pharmaceutical company. This acquaintance shall certainly come in handy, in case our stay becomes significantly prolonged. Ha! I'm just surprised by her boldness to say something so materialistic when they're standing right there. Can I stay in your village too, Chief? The village chief took a brief glance at the hems of her right wrist, then nodded. Welcome to Faro Morto. You're welcome to stay for as long as you want. And please, do let me know if you find yourselves without food. Our food supply might be tight indeed, but we have enough to share with those who helped repair the vessel. Oh, you better not go back on your word later. I wonder what kind of local delicacies await. Dried fish like they were eating earlier, maybe? Hey, Chief. What is it? Just how are you surviving out there by the sea? Perhaps the question of how we are surviving may be somewhat misdirected. Or we are only pursuing every possible avenue because we must survive. The chief responds to Scatty's perceived hostility with a hearty smile. After leaving some firewood for the night, he left. I'm going. Can't learn much more from here. Huh? You're going somewhere at this hour? Scatty, does this have something to do with the coast? I remember that what you said before we got to the village. Something about how coasts are hardly good places to live in. Dante wants to know if this has something to do with the coast. Do you understand that Ager, like, what the hell? How do I pronounce that? Eager language? Eager language? No. Dante just spoke in Igurian. Scotty just spoke in Igurian. I couldn't understand a word of Scotty and the chief's conversation because I don't speak Igurian. Oh. Dante's got a hidden translator. It may only be that there were enough lexical similarity between one of the city's languages, as language Scotty spoken for them to comprehend the meaning. Weird coincidence. Anyway, I have some things to look into. Something you're all too slow to see. Still have to tell us about it later. Please remember you're not on a solo mission, Scatty. This is a team effort from Rhode Island. Will do. Scotty nodded lightly before leaping off into the night, out of our sights. I'm kinda worried. She's not the best with people, but she's also pretty thoughtful. She'll be okay. Ah, should we head inside? The sun's starting to set already. I can't do girl voices. I should stop. I'm gonna break my vocal cords. Trying our best to ignore the mood that was starting to turn awkward, we made our way into a nearby unoccupied building. Okay. 40 whole lunacy. Okay. I've waited long enough. I think it's time we gamble. Watch this. First try. It's gonna give me what I want. Boom. Shit. New Yisong. And a Sinclair. Okay, nothing. We have Maid Ishmael. What was... Yep. I still don't really understand like the pity, if there's a pity system in this game.
흐름을 따라 이곳에 왔으니
We got 2-star Udis. It's blue! Wait.
흐릿한
I got the Honglu one. Let's go.
승산을 환영한
I got 3-star Ishmael. Where the fuck did you come from? You're not a...
날씨 좋
I don't know where she came from, but I'll take it. Okay. That's all we have so far, but hopefully we can get more later. We could do some singles if we want. Alright, let's continue with the event. Oh wait, let's go to the center is Honglu. We have a new ego, right? Wait. Ah. Was that not an ego? Eh. HE. Oh, right, I selected it this way. Whoops. I'm just stupid. Okay, we got one. We got one. And then we got it. We got a... We got an interesting identity. Bleed. Bleed and burn. She looks kind of badass. That's cool. Okay. Just got a new... I always forget. Yisang. Yeah, Yisang. That's his name. Got a new Yisang. And we got a new Udis. And another Ryoshu. Oh, we got a 3-star Ryoshu. What the fuck? Huh. Oh, no, I got this from ages ago, I think. Never mind. Alright, let's continue with the event. Terra. We walked past a few narrow buildings and remnants of narrow buildings before we came across a hall large enough to house all 15 or so of us. I can't fucking read. Okay, now that we're ready, with the curtains on the window removed, the smoke has an exit. Whoa, I thought we were doomed to shudder ourselves to sleep with the soaking wet firewood and all. I had no idea that'd work. We just had to get a small fire going underneath it until the wood dries up and catches fire. The downside of being all the smoke. It's clear she has some field experience, unlike some fools I know. I shan't sit here and let her carry the burden of labor alone. Bequeath upon me thine ingredients, young Rhodian, for I shall conjure thee a pot of special fixture soup. Never changed, Don Quixote. You're making soup with cookies and jelly? No, no, you are not getting anywhere near the kitchen again. Not after what you cooked up last time. Oh, he's fucking traumatized. While I must admit to a certain level of interest, as many of our fellow Viscera are oft racked with intense agony upon ingesting dishes of your making, perhaps it would be wiser that we save the occasion for a safer environment. Right. Don't you remember? We agreed to leave the cooking to Mur or Oti. If we're ever in a situation like this, remember? Did we? See, I think it's become sort of an unspoken rule after everything that happened. Was it because of the chicken story? How... Oh, wait, no, Udis isn't that great at cooking though, is she? I don't even know. I remember Mersalt was good at cooking, and I think it might have been Ryoshu. No, Ryoshu was just fucking cutting shit up. I don't even know. Oh, my neck. Okay. Remember during last year's cooking contest at K-Corp, they were the only two people who managed to get remotely positive. Oh wait, no, it was the two of them. It was Ryoshu that can't cook, and we're just stabbing the shit out of everything. Ooh, does that mean that we'll get to try Udis' cooking once again? Denied. We still have plenty of high-calorie foods like cookies and jellies here. I find no reason to do something so inefficient. I'm glad to see that everyone's still energetic, given the circumstance. It can't be easy to suddenly wake up in an unfamiliar environment. Well, we're all quite used to getting thrown into unfamiliar places. Speaking of which, did you manage to reach your colleagues, Amiya? She shook her head, concerned. They might have lost their comms device, or maybe they ran into some other trouble. Could they be in danger? I don't know, but I'm sure they're okay. The Dr. Kaltsit, they're both more than capable enough to look after themselves. Oh, that's two different people. The Doctor is the player character in Arknights, right? Long have this curiosity linger within me, thus allow me to inquire. Corporations are, by their nature, organizations in pursuit of profit. Yet, the activities of a corporation resemble those of charity organizations, as opposed to a pharmaceutical company. Is there aught that there might explicate this blurred distinction? Aha! I wanted to know too! How come a pharmaceutical company like Rhode Island's helping people? Something about what Hong Lu said brings back unpleasant memories. The horrible experiments seen through the cascade of flowing tears in the face of suffering. The embodiment of greed that left a terrible wound on Hong Lu's fathoms. I haven't gotten to that part of the story yet. Calm down, Gabe. Calm down. The pharmaceutical companies I've seen in my journey were corporations that, despite possessing the capacity to heal, chose to obsess over the profit it can provide. There are many in Terra who are suffering from a disease. The disease crystallizes you. It spreads deeper and deeper into the infected's internal organs, eventually culminating into their death. It's called oropathy. Oropathy. Yeah, sure. Amiya showed me the back of her right hand, followed by what appeared to be the obsidian crystallizations. Its appearance reminded me of the biotreatments from the backstreets, but there was something more to it, something more restless, more sinister. It's a terrible, painful disease, but there haven't been any recorded cases of full recovery. But there's an even worse problem. Pray tell, what could possibly be worse than an incurable deadly disease? While it varies region by region, discrimination against the infected is widespread across Terra. Those who suffer from it must face unfair treatment. Isang began with a dark expression. Some are quarantined in places with terrible, inhumane conditions, and there have been massacres too. I don't mean to be callous, but is this oropathy highly contagious? No, there have not been any recorded cases of infection by contact, as long as the subjects are alive. But when the infected dies, the crystal grows in their body decay and turns to dust, scattering, which is what spreads the plague. Then, barring environments like active battlefields where casualties are to be expected, staying within close proximity to the infected in daily life seems to pose hardly any risk. So what's the problem then? They're already past the point of caring about what the problem is. Once people start feeling iffy, all logic goes out the window. Then Rhode Island's goal has to be... Yes, it is important to develop a cure for orthopathy, but... I think what really matters is that we change the circumstances for the better of the infected. That's not gonna be an easy endeavor though. That is what gives your effort more meaning. I hope you can achieve that goal, Amiya. I really do. For truth. The city. This world. We both live in worlds full of surprises, don't we? What kind of world did you come from? This city. What kind of place is the city anyway? The kind of place with too many pointless rules. Sorry, I had to burp. I was drinking root beer. The kind of place where the moment you think, isn't this too much? You see something even worse. Try as I might, I couldn't think of a single positive thing about the city. The sinners seemed to be in agreement, as most of what came after was quite scathing. The kind of place where good deeds rarely go unpunished. Where sympathy is a good attitude to have if you like getting stabbed in the back. Nothing good ever works out there. It's a shithole. Thank you, Heathcliff. It's an irrational place, full of absurdities. Absurdity is an omnipresence. Therefore, it is not a subject by which one should be aggrieved. We can at least grouse about them, though. I mean, it's the only thing we can do. It would be more correct to experience more and acclimatize oneself to it instead of complaining. You did say something like that last time. Just as the mood was starting to turn sour, Don Quixote's shouts scattered through the awkwardness. Barely nary a day goeth by untarnished by villains and their fell deeds. Yet worry thee not, for where evil riseth, so doth victors of justice too. Don Quixote jumped from her seat and passionately shook her fist, which was followed by a heavy crack and the sound of small pebbles fall. What the fuck? What happened? Watch out. Oh, who the hell? And behind the wall she accidentally broke down. An unfamiliar visage of a villager appeared and stared back at Don Quixote. It appeared she was eating something out of a can while reading a book. How farest thou? Fair is thy foot. You gotta apologize first. Did she break a fucking wall? Last seemed a tad too hyper today. Apologies, for I hardly expected the wall to crumble with such ease. Art thou unhurt? Any injuries? To pray tell, to what? Forget the apology, I just want to know what happens next. The fixers of justice rose up to do what? Oh! Hast thou come to hear the tales of fixer? What the fuck? I don't know about coming to us, given how Miss Don Quixote was the one who punched the wall down. Oh, is it too late? An hour? I don't mind waiting till morning if you want to sleep. Nay, not at all. 'Tis quite early, an hour for tales, in fact. For thee, seat thyself here. You ungovernable fool. Calm down. We don't even know who she is. And don't you forget to share those fixer tales over there in the corner to not disturb our sleep. Thou makest the request most untenable. These tales deserve to be announced to the world with great gusto. From the center. Yeah, that's the best way to hear those kinds of stories. But we should probably introduce ourselves to each other first. Name's Myers. Myers? How should I put this? Ah, did you meet the village chief earlier during the day? He's my gramps. Oh, that nice guy? So he had a granddaughter. Yet I have not seen you once, Miss Myers. Under the sun. Oh my, you're right. I thought the village was completely dry of any young blood. That girl just said, while we didn't see Myers out there, there wasn't anyone else in the village we could comfortably call young. You're telling me, Gramps was worrying over nothing and told me to stay put inside. Going on and on about the dangers that the outsiders pose and everything. It seems they do not give us full faith to their saviors. There are things you cannot share with whom you trust with your life. Though I would like to know why. My, so there were a bunch of other kids who were stuck indoors in this village? No, there isn't anyone around my age in the village at all. In that case, I guess I can understand why he'd be overprotective. Anyway, it's our turn. We are... I'm good. I heard enough to get an idea. You did? Oh, pray, how didst thou hear us? Via a listening device, most secret upon our chamber? Myers tapped the side of the wall, the part of it that was still standing anyway, and smiled ironically. That's soundproofing. I could hear pretty much everything. Don Quixote, right? Everything Don Quixote practically sang during the day. Verily, I see. I think you could really do with a sense of embarrassment for once. Well, I guess that's good enough for self-introductions, so... Care to regale me with tales of... with the tale of fixers who bring justice to the evils of the city? Indubitably. Then, this shall do. I shall regale thee with the tale of which the legendary fixer, the Arch-Magnificence herself, the Red Mist, hath... Suppose that killed any hope for a good night's skip. But, don't you usually pass out within a minute of your back hitting the hay no matter how noisy things are? What? Do you take me for some kind of hibernating bear or something? Look, even I have trouble sleeping when there's noise all over. And he passed away. He passed out. He's gone. He's dead. He died. Thanks for the hydrate ether. And the first. For all that grumbling and moaning, he dozed off before any of us did. Aside from Heathcliff, who began snoring the moment his head touched the ground, some other sinners were fast asleep as well. Result had entered sleep in his usual steadfast adherence to the routine, while Faust laid claim to one of the few available cloth sheets as soon as the close of business for the day was confirmed. The sinners who had spent the entire last night searching for me in this unfamiliar land slowly began to fall asleep as well. Meanwhile, the fixer of the Zwei Association's first section. Though the night was no longer young, Don Quixote was still vigorously sharing the tales of adventures without even a single sign of fatigue. And so I was accused of treason. She's not determined to do this until sunrise, is she? Ooh. I guess it's okay, since Myers seems to be having fun. As I continued to watch the pair with some mild concern, Amia, not yet asleep, approached me. This city Miss Don Quixote speaks of seems to be teeming with fixers of justice and exhilarating tales of adventure. Did you actually experience all of them yourselves? No, of course not. Don Quixote's stories are usually those of famous people. But she's telling it with such vigor that it sounds like she was there herself. Well, I guess. If you really want to get into it, some of them might be retellings of Don Quixote's personal experiences. Ishmael replied uncertainly, thinking back to the days we were made to wash back in La Mancha Land, which is a canto I have not reached yet. Let's go. Well, I think all those stories, even though they're only partially true, just go to show what a ridiculous place it can be. We wouldn't need fixers of justice to begin with if we really lived in a just world, right? A really good place to live would be quiet, peaceful, without someone having to force it. Ha, that's true. I hope there will be a day when Rhode Island can be a normal pharmaceutical company in the future. Something wrong? No, I just thought Miss Myers and I made eye contact. Did she overhear a hot conversation? I looked to her in direction as well, but all I saw was Myers excitedly reacting to Don Quixote's tales. Whoa, what happened then? Thus spake Lady Udis boldly before the soldiers who stood in our path. Thou promised to stand in our path, servants of a master most unworthy? I, Udis, shall educate ye on how matter maketh. Don Quixote was now retelling the stories of the Limbus Company's adventures in Hong Yuan, and Udis, who could no longer stand Don Quixote's unintentional alterations of the story, jumped to her feet and shouted, "Damn it, what kind of nonsense are you feeding her? I never said anything like that." Ahem. Rarely, certain aspects of this retelling may have been exaggerated. That's Tales of Adventure for you. Things are bound to get a bit dry when a story is told too realistically and as is, right? You know, nothing. Not even anything resembling of a proper record or a book remained once the profound silence swept through this village. So I've always had a craving for these kinds of stories. I hope one day I can play DVD again with Ari and he curses me out for hanging him. Listen, send me an invite and I'll probably be willing to play, like, for like maybe not too much because I'm terrible at DVD and I probably get pissed off at some point being hung for the 50th time, but yeah. But Iberia doesn't stop Iberians from emigrating, contrary to their tight immigration control. Have you ever thought about leaving this place? It's still a challenge to cross the border, especially since we're going to have to pass through larger cities that are managed by the Inquisition. You don't seem particularly fond of this Inquisition. Why is that? That's because this village was formed by people who grew tired of living under the Inquisition's rule and fled. Sorry, but what kind of organization is this Inquisition? Sinclair asked, face turning cold upon hearing the word Inquisition, and that people fled from it. Yeah, the Nagel and Hammer we saw back at Call weren't the kind of memories that are so easily forgotten. According to Dr. Calcit, the Inquisition is what filled the power vacuum once Iberia fell into chaos. That's the Inquisitors. Its Inquisitors are the rapier and lamp, wielding protectors of Iberia's cities from the lawlessness. That alone kind of makes them sound like good people, though. Yeah, they are, but there's the Church of the Deep. The Inquisition will go to whatever lengths to deal with incidents related to the church of that worships Seaborns. Yeah. Phi? An organization that worships those monsters? It seems that cultish fanaticism is a plague wherever we go. I feel like people with all kinds of wrong faiths and beliefs are so common. See, the Seaborns are the ones that messed Iberia up. So following their logic, apparently it's okay for them to arrest anyone who seems even remotely connected to them. Are you saying that Iberia is like this because of the Seaborns? Those things from earlier? I guess they were kind of troublesome to deal with, but they didn't seem that strong. Anyways, it's just what I heard from Gramps. But the Inquisition executed many innocent people too in the crusade against the Church of the Deep. For those who proclaim to be on the side of justice, they seem quite fond of committing such villainy. It seems like a reasonable policy decision to me. But it must pose a clear danger to the daily lives of civilians. Yeah, I heard I was the only survivor. Everyone in my family died. You must have had to endure such a long period of pain to be able to say something like that with such composure. For Iberia, they are heroes who will bring the land back to the glory days. But to Gramps, they were just oppressors, making his life difficult. That's why we've all come here, fleeing from the Inquisition's gaze. Yet, wherefore hast thou decided to settle at a place that is so, Run down? Indeed. Yeah, I know. But it's not so bad once you get used to it. Besides, we managed to find a new path thanks to you guys. A new path? Well, it's getting late. Will you be repairing the ship tomorrow too? This place really has no soundproofing at all, huh? Good talk, everyone. Hope we'll get another chance to do this tomorrow too. That is a death flag, my friends. That is a very... This right here. Good talk. Hope we'll get another chance to do this tomorrow too. That is a death flag. She's dead. She's dying. She's stunned. GG's. But it seemed that the lives its people led were just as difficult as they were anywhere else. Listen, I haven't been playing this game for long, but if there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that this game has a lot of characters and a lot of death. So, yay! Okay, we get to do a fight this time. Oh, and now that we're reconvened with everyone else, we can choose. What kind of team do I want to run? Bleed. Rupture, paralyze. Sure. I'll run. There's, that's the team I'm running. A little bit of an interesting team. We're going two parts rupture, 2 parts sinking, 1 part burn. It's so big. Amazing. I didn't even know there were remaining vessels of this size in Iberia. Aha! I SB her name here. 'Tis called by the name Rebellion de las Masses. What the fuck does that mean? Rebellion de las Masses. Revolt of the Masses. Is it? A name very much mired in peculiarity indeed. Today I finished Call of Duty Infinity Warfare. It's the first game I've played where the playable character dies. Yeah. I mean, none of the playable characters in this game will die, but because it's a gacha game, well, actually, I take that back. Honkai Star Rail. In the new story, pretty much a lot of the new playable characters are dead. But like, Limbus Company, other than the 12 sinners who can all revive infinitely, everyone else is free pickings. Apparently, in the story, everyone's fucking dying. Like, I remember Council 1, or like Story 1, Chapter 1, whatever you want to call it. I got really attached to this one character. She seemed really sweet. She had some nice moments with one of the sinners. And then she fucking died. And turned into a beast. Got eaten by an apple. And got turned into like a worm or something. It was fucked up. I was so scarred. Scarred for life. Honglu chimed in that he was rather fond of it, with its size and about being the same as the boat from his home. While Ishmael quickly jumped in to correct us that its size alone wasn't anything special at the Great Lake, but it was still pretty big compared to Mephi or the Indigo Elder's skiff. Usually every Call of Duty the MC always lives because of the OP plot armor. True, yeah. I mean, Black Ops. Which Black Ops was it? Was it Black Ops 3? No, it wasn't Black. Like what? One of the Black Ops games, isn't it? Isn't that the one where Soap dies? I thought it was going to be somewhere around Mephi's size at most. Are you sure you can get this ship fixed in a day or two? Oh, Modern Warfare, right? Not Black Ops. Black Ops is the zombie games. Yeah. Whoops. Modern Warfare. My bad. My throat is a little bit sore. My bad. There's been a sickness plaguing my family. I might be a little bit sick. I just realized I haven't eaten my food in a bit. Let me take a bite. Bell pepper. As I briefed you yesterday, the great majority of the time-consuming repairs had already been completed by the villagers. The extent of our repair efforts were only concerns a few components within the vessel that the villagers could not repair, which shouldn't take us much time. Let's go with Seribot. Banning the bots. Banning those spammers. Let's go. My goat. Unless parts that are unfamiliar to Faust are also malfunctioning, such as the core engine, remaining repairs should be sufficiently managed by Faust. But in the 2020 series, they still alive, but I'd say that's an alternate universe. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on with Call of Duty's story. It never really made much sense to me, like alternating timelines and stuff, and I'm just like, I swear this is a military game, right? No? Am I? Like, damn. I didn't know they put in time machines and shit in like I think one of those games had time stuff. I don't know. I haven't played Call of Duty in a while. The only Call of Duty game I've really played is 2019 in Warzone and Modern Warfare 2, just the campaign and a little bit of the multiplayer. Black Ops Zombies has different timelines. Okay, that one kind of makes sense, but it's just a little bit weird, you know. Despite Udis's confident declaration, I could not help but feel oddly unsettled as I looked at the ship. I don't know why, but something tells me that we don't want to linger here for too long. Still, please be thorough about it, just in case. I'd rather not sit on a sinking ship again. Bro, I haven't gotten to these parts. So many spoilers for me. Do not worry, Dante. Unlike Mephistopheles, most functions of this vessel, buoyancy gear, propellers, steering gear, are all in operational capacity. This repair should be much easier than the case with Mephistopheles. When did they turn Mephi into a boat? I'm so behind on this story. They seem confident enough. It should be safe this time around, right? That's another that's a black flag. That's a red flag. This is flagging some kind of event. Are we taking that rope to climb up to the ship? No, there's a lift-like apparatus down there. Here. It should take us to the ship. I can't read. I haven't played BO3 or BO4 Zombies since whenever I play BO7, I'll be so lost. That's fair. Its stability was verified yesterday. Let us board the lift. You're 100% certain, right? The boat is afloat right now, Dante. I don't think it'll be sinking anytime soon. It's gonna sink. This shit's sinking. It's gone. Wouldn't that be nice? Oi, are you two just going to faff about here? We're headed up now. No, we're going up with you. As I made my way into the vessel's bridge, I was greeted by the extravagant interior that was as gaudy as its exterior. This isn't real gold, is it? Sure is shiny as heck in here. I've got butterflies in my stomach. So who's dying? Probably the granddaughter, honestly. Amiya won't die because she's a character from a different game. Sinners won't die because they can't die. But villagers are fair game, and the ship's also fair game. Aesthetically satisfying, she says. Sinclair, my fucking goat, the translator. But too ostentatious. Not quite my style. Our young Mephi is also quite the excellent vessel. Yet, imagine the adventures we could embark on board this vessel most lavishly decorated. As Faust and Udis were working on one of the control panels, Ishmael walked up to another and interfaced with them before giving a knowing nod. This must have been an investigative or research vessel of sorts, but it does seem to have a bit extravagant for one of the... Oh, why can't I fucking read? Am I dyslexic? I'm not dyslexic. I think I'm just bad at reading. Look, coordinates. Updating in real time, it seems. The coordinates seem to have been set to somewhere out in the middle of the ocean. Maybe it points to a small islet? Islet? Nope. No islet is there. Blimey, lass. You sure know how to sneak up on people. When did he turn into a pirate? What the hell? Myers? Ah! What? Did I actually surprise you? I did ask if you guys were to come fix the boat today. Still, I didn't know you'd be there. What are the coordinates set to this location? There are several undersea cities beneath those coordinates, collectively known as Aegir. Gramps home. I see. Understood. What was understood, if I may ask? It is now understood why the promise to repair the ship was sufficient to earn the trust and the title of saviors. What's she on about? Someone get translating. Consolidating and cross-referencing the observed particular circumstance of the village and the statements from the village chief, alongside information garnered from the exchange with Myers, it is possible to gauge the significance this ship's repair has to the local populace. Of course, while this may constitute a sequence of logical connections that poses a certain challenge for Heathcliff to comprehend... He's catching strays. Deploy any degree of effort into attempt to explain it in more digestible language would constitute a pursuit of inefficiency. What an ass. Lower the baton, I implore you. I shall explain it in full. Ha! I was wondering when Miss Smart Arse would start gabbing like that again. So, what you on about? Heathcliff's shoulders were relaxed. It didn't seem like he was actually going to swing the bat. He placed it lightly over his shoulder with a sigh. A brief observation of the village seemed to suggest that their subsistence situation was quite dire. Much of their daily subsistence, why the fuck are these big words in here, of dried food, most of them made for long-term storage purposes. Considering what Scotty said about the coastal areas are full of danger, maybe those dried seafood aren't from around here either. Maybe it's food they packed when they first came from Faro Morto. Some villagers were armed, yeah, and those siege terrors weren't exactly that formidable, but given the state the villagers are in, I doubt they'd have an easy time repelling those monsters. Indeed. That brings us to the question of sustenance. Right, I get what's going on here. The lass and her granddad are about to visit their hometown, and they're trying to get food supplies from there to feed the villagers and convince them they're planning to use the fact they're from the same neck of the woods. Or sea, I guess. Oh, so we're not just repairing the ship, we're repairing the food supply plant too. Huh? What's wrong? It's, While the expressions were rather crude, Heathcliff's summary of the situation was clear, to the point, and easily understood. The sinner stared at him with mild surprise. And I did too. What's with them annoying looks? Wait. Oh, you sods. You don't think I'm that dim-witted, do you? Heh. Top-notch intuition. It's just that it's been a while since you've shown this side of yourself. Thinking back, Heathcliff's intuition's always been excellent, and he'd often put together surprisingly accurate conclusions with impressive speed. You know, when you really think about it, it's kind of your fault for I have been too soft on you lately, haven't I? Oi, get back here. Now with those fools out of the conversation, was he correct? Udis looks away from the usual chaos and asks Myers. Honestly, I'm surprised. He was on point. Yeah, food's been running low in the village. At this rate, we won't last another year. But the Aegir will. I'm sure they'll welcome us with open arms. I don't want to come off like I'm overly worried, but do you think they'll welcome the others too? Unlike Myers or Chief, they're not Aegir. I believe they will. Iberia suspects and hates the Jaeger for no reason than that we're from the sea. Okay, I feel like that was grammatically incorrect, but it's okay. Our home cannot have fallen so low as to abandon a group of starving land dwellers. Prithee, might thou explain to us who the Eiger are? I had initially thought it to be reference to a region, yet it seems to refer to an affiliation of sorts. Maybe there is something like nest dwellers, though I don't think I've heard of a nest that accepts backstreets people with open arms. Or maybe they used to be some rich folk? If they call them nest tops, Ager here, then does that make the rabbit ear last Ager too? Wait. In the world you came from, did it not distinguish between races? That is not entirely true. Delineation between races is a concept that does exist. Though I only saw them in the Fathoms, there were those terrifying things called the cuckoo spawn. What the fuck is a cuckoo spawn? However, as a general rule, it can be said that humans are... excuse me. Humans should be the only intelligent life forms in the city. The people of Terra have slightly varying appearances depending on their race. Like my caudus ears. And I've got pointed ears because I'm an Ager. Though it's not a characteristic every Ager shares. Your kind ain't welcome, your clanker. Okay, bro. Damn. What did the toasters do to you, bro? That's fucked up. In my chat is crazy. Oil muncher. Oh my god. Aether, I cannot believe you. Bolt biter. Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh hell. Bolt biter. Toaster. Tin can. What else you got for us? Oil back. Okay, that's just. I think that's not the same anymore. I feel like there's something else. Don Quixote seemed to be struggling to finish her sentence. Result stepped in to continue. Our context clues in the manner of word usage, including the means of classification. The closest example in our world would be blood fiends. Similar external appearances to humans, different natures, comparable sapiens. Tis of my belief that blood fiends are ostracized due to their nature that make it coexistence with humans difficult. It may be that Agers are also. I'm sure some of them do possess qualities that make coexistence with others difficult, but they're probably rare. Then, wherefore are they made subjects of suspicion and hatred? That's... well, the language is new, but the idea itself is pretty familiar to city folks like us. Think of the feathers of fallen wings, kids born in the backstreets, people who replace their body parts with prosthetics. The form differs, yet in its existence, you find the thread. Seribot, I'm sorry. Bro. Saying all these words in front of Seribot is crazy talk. Something about how we keep finding these similarities in the ways of our lives, despite finding ourselves in a distant world, with different rules, races, and humans. Feel oddly discomforting. Ahem. The point is, you guys are doing us a real solid by fixing up the ship. Let's move on from these gloomy conversations, okay? I want to show you the cooler parts of this ship. This way! The ship tour may have to wait. The repairs are almost complete, but an issue has arisen. Issue? Whoa, that's not reassuring at all. Multiple life forms identified ahead, assumed to be sea terror horde. The ship's radar system seemed to suggest that the vessel is surrounded. They're the same monsters from yesterday. Executive Manager, please order us to prepare for battle. Damn it. Are they the sea terrors you encountered? They look a bit different, but yeah, probably. There's a lot of them, but if our last experience tells us anything, we should be able to handle this. Amiya, please support us in battle like you did yesterday. And to fight to young Myers? I feel like I'm just gonna get in your way. Then, guys, find a place to keep Myers as far away from the battle. Then, let's hurry down there. We don't want them damaging the ship any further. We're fighting, oh my god.
메이저. 아니야. 마이너 아르카나 정도겠지?
날카롭고
조심해.
정확하게.
마이너라고 해도 생각보다 강할 수 있으니까. 내가 응원해줄게.
I saw in my friend's chat there was a spam bot called what the fuck? Jesus Christ.
기록적인 피해량인 것 같다. 이러면 승리도 시간 문제겠지? 느껴졌어? 만만치 않겠군. 너희를 위해
1 billion bottles of baby oil.
잘 걸린 것 같아. 자, 지금 싸워보는 거야. 준비야?
불길 속으로.
아까 어떤 직원이 제압 개체에 한 번에 입힌 피해량이야. 잠깐.
처치 약점이요.
왜 부서 팀장을 안 달아줘?
He's war farming.
제압 개체에게 맞는
I asked her why did he hear? Oh no.
기페리트. 당연한 걸 한 것 가지고.
Did he hear? Did he there? Did he showing up everywhere?
아까 어떤 직원이 제압 개체에 한 번에 입힌 피해량이야. 잠깐. 기야? 왜 부서 팀장을 안 달아줬지? 해냈구나.
I don't know, he just appeared. Okay. He's like the monster under the bed. I don't know, he just appeared. That's what you say about a monster that shows up underneath your bed. Like the shadowy figure in your closet.
분명히 기분이 공명하는 것 같아. 그 공격을 선택한 건 좋았던 것 같네.
Oh, there's a lot of them. Fucking hell.
불길 속으로.
It's okay. With the power of auto battle, I can't lose. Surely.
혹시 우리를 도와서
처치 약점이요.
선택의 순간이 필요하니까. 내가 정말 어렵지 않지? 이미 관찰 기록이 있는 내용대로만 분석하면 되잖아. 관찰 기록을 잘 읽은 것 같네. 훌륭했어. 만만치 않겠군. 본인이 하지.
Here we go. Battle done.
이제야 회사가 정상으로 돌아갔네. 이번 제압은 끝이야. 너희들도 고생 많았어. 티페리트, 너도. 오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다.
FYI, if there's a red button that I'm not supposed to touch, I will touch it.
내일은
Oh,
더 떳떳이 살아갈 수 있게.
what do you mean? I'm the same like that. There's a lot of red buttons. I was at the mall a few years ago, and for whatever reason, there's just this really big red button on the side of this like entryway of the mall, and everyone's just walking around it, like walking past it like nobody's business, and I'm just like, man, self-restraint, bro. I can't do it. I can't let myself be taken by that button. That button, it's evil. That button, I can't do it. I can't press the button, but I was so tempted. I was so tempted to press that button. Let me tell you, man.
필두, 출진.
I wonder what the button would have done. It probably would have sounded some kind of alarm.
너희는 잘해냈다.
Honestly.
언제나 그랬듯이. 실패할 수도 있겠지. 언제나 내 사랑의 힘이, 빛의 힘이. 저 어둡고 악한 아르카나들을 기울들었어. 제압 효과가 굉장히 승리도 시간 문제겠지? 기록적인 피해량인 것 같아. 제압 개체에게 맞는 정상적인 공격이야. 잘했어.
불길 속으로.
페리트. 당연한 걸 한 것 가지고 굳이 칭찬할 필요 없어.
Why is my announcer Tifferet? They're so freaking annoying. They talk so much.
있잖아.
Like what?
사실
Why do you guys talk so much?
항상 인력난에 시달리거든.
They change it back to Dante.
괜찮다면 혹시 우리를
Aim, don't touch the Ouija board or else you'll agree the ghost.
그건
Oh, aggro the ghost.
필요하니까.
Touches ghost. Appears. Aim, alt F4.
정하되었네.
Ah, so that's what happened.
그치?
It all makes sense now.
불길 속으로.
아까 어떤 직원이 제압 개체에 한 번에 입힌 피해량이야. 잠깐. 진짜? 왜 부서 팀장을 안 달아줬지?
Oh, it's so low.
분명하는 것 같아. 그 공격을 선택한 건 이 정도 좋았던 것 같네.
이제 깨치시길.
해냈구나. 자, 아그 나랑 뺏을 거야.
하셨겠지만
아르카나 세이버!
My favorite part about that attack is how Don Quixote just passes out after using it.
사실
불가
마법
위야
소녀들은 항상 인력난에
막아내지
시달리거든.
Someone told me we forgot to say goodbye and the ghost got pissed, so he crashed out. Yeah, so the thing about the Ouija board is once you activate it, you have to deactivate it by telling him goodbye. And then once he answers goodbye, you're free to go. But if he doesn't say goodbye and you leave him, he's gonna fuck you sideways. No oil, no lube, no protection. He's just gonna fuck you. He'll fuck you sideways, upside down, right side up, on the table, on the couch. Like it's because it doesn't just start a hunt, it starts a cursed hunt.
그래, 분명해.
탐구는 끝났어.
난 생각지 못한 상황일 거야. 기회는 지금. 사랑으로, 정의, 이름으로 이용차. 악은 이렇게 정화되었네. 자, 악당 퇴치 성공. 오늘도 정말 멋진 활약이었어. 내일도 꼭 불러주기야.
When it hunts, it locks the door, right? Yes. But there's also a cursed hunt. I don't know. I don't remember what the difference is. I just remember cursed hunt being a lot worse. The remaining entities have all been returned to the sea. Is everyone okay? It was just like our last skirmish. Sea terrors that surrounded the ship returned to the sea before the battle even came to an end. And the retreat felt too orderly and deliberate to be just running away. It's almost like they're making a tactical retreat. We're doing peachy, but what happened to the ship? Bao, is the ship okay? Minor damage to the hull, but nothing that will impede the ship's operational capabilities. Phew. So, I noticed during the battle, I might be wrong, but I noticed how around the end of the battle, those monsters were starting to go after the manager? You're probably right, actually. I noticed too, at some point during the battle, those monsters realize that it's the manager who is commanding the rest of us. I sense the very same. Their movements were fluid and adaptive, as though they were learning our behavior. Why does the Church of the Deep worship monsters like them? That ain't much of a question, innit? They must have all gone mental. I'm sure they have many reasons, but Seaborns are beings of infinite potential. So much so that there's no superlative big enough to properly convey the scale. As organisms, they can endlessly evolve and adapt. Every time they encounter a new environment or new element, they transform themselves and other Seaborns. Maybe that's their draw. That fascination may be an attitude most befitting a researcher, yet the transformation of fascination into idolatry is, if I may be frank, not entirely positive. I find them pretty uncomfortable. They just remind me of whales. Then can they adapt to learn a language to communicate with us? What? Going by everything we heard, I think they sound really smart. Maya's eyes went around at Honglu's suggestion. She brought her hands to her mouth, surprised. It sure was something. I heard that there was a seaborn who could talk. If non-humans speak the language of humans, regardless of its testament to their intelligence, I can only think of two possibilities as to why they would. One is to communicate with humans. The other, to deceive humans. More often than not, it's the latter. About time you streamed? Listen! I have homework to do. I have shit to do. I'm busy. Oh, welcome in. Welcome in. What about distortions? Some of them already know how to speak. Distortions are phenomena in which humans transform into monstrous forms, first observed after the White Nights and Dark Days incident. Therefore, that example is irrelevant to this supposition. White Nights and Dark Days. She whispered quietly, but as we were standing rather close to her, we all caught on the hint of joy in her voice. The pillar of light in the city. Did it really... How have you come across this knowledge, Miss Myers? Mayers. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Oh, that's... Ain't it obvious? We've got the culprit right here. The storyteller lass who's been gabbing on with no end. Yeah, she's been talking non-stop all morning about all kinds of story, hasn't she? Oh, yet I have got nothing that You again? You didn't get so lost in your own stories that you blabbed on about our company's secrets, have you? Nay! Fie, I would simply not. As Don Quixote was subject to yet another round of scolding, Amiya stared outward towards the sea, wary that the sea terrorists might start crawling to the surface once again before turning to us. I wonder which of the two of the Seaborns are. Their sense of self is really faint, so I don't think they'd be in either category. I think it's impossible that they learned human language out of instinct that the power of speech might help them survive. Oh no, I think it's possible, not I didn't think. And it appears that you, Miss Myers, are quite the expert on the subject of Seaborns. Your knowledge of them goes beyond what fear of one's survival may yield, thereby suggesting a different means of acquisition. Do you, by chance, worship the Seaborns? I don't worship Seaborns. Seaborns don't have any hopes or wishes, just desire for survival. Miss Myers, does that mean if Seaborns were somehow able to hope? Maybe so. Is that so? The repairs are complete. As we were conversing, Faust descended from the ship with a neatly organized set of tools borrowed from the village. Repairs completed. I'm guessing repairs are done? Yes, the ship is ready to set sail. Did you have a departure time and date in mind? I would prefer if we could depart as soon as possible. We don't have a set time or anything, but I think we should be able to set sail this late afternoon at the earliest. That soon? As you've seen, we don't have a lot to bring with us. By the way, how far out to sea do you guys need to go? We need to find this dimensional door of sorts. I could see the dimensional door's light from the beach at night. It was faint, but given how the light so strong to break through the sea fog, we should be able to determine its location somewhere around the coastal waters. So, we can go back tonight. And the first order of business is to relay this news to the villager. Yeah, back to the village for now.
오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다.
Let's go.
세우는 데 일조하였으니 내일은 더 떳떳이 살아갈 수 있겠군요.
I want to do another 10 pull, but I don't have enough. It's so sad. I mean, I could buy some tickets. But... give me... I could do some singles. How many singles do I have? I think I have 3. Yeah, I have 3. Why not? Watch this. It's a 3. It's not. It's a single. Oh, hold. You are not what I wanted. I mean, I'll take it, but like, bro, I want the egos, not the characters. I can't dispense, can I? Nah, I didn't think so. Shit's so sad. Okay, let's keep going. Theater. Oh, you can see that that's a lot of episodes. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So if I deploy Hong Lu, who currently has an ego relating to the event equipped, I'll get more. Okay. Okay. There's something going on in the village. Yeah, I hear it too. I'm hearing people shouting and hollering. When we returned to the village, ship repairs completed, we were welcomed by a rather hostile standoff. A quick count told me that there were approximately 20 people assembled at the village square. Concerning its population, that was pretty much the whole village. 20 people. Okay. Who's that over there? Inquisitor. I think we've been found. Why are they dripped out? That's not fair. Why Inquisitor is always so dripped out? God. The Inquisitor, dressed in a well-kept uniform, was about the same height as Don Quixote. Short. The sword and lamp hanging from her waist sits in stark contrast to her more run-down, ramshackle village. She almost looked like a fixer from the city. So, the Inquisition has discovered our village. Did you really think that you could forever stay out the Inquisition's gaze, citizen? That's a naive dream. Fabius disappeared from the Inquisition mid-interrogation under charges of suspicion membership within the Church of the Deep. Last known location, Salt Flat. The other Inquisitors have informed me that you have been identified next to pirates in its fringes. From a criminal to an outlaw, what a dramatic evolution of your career. But it ends here, now. Every citizen here, including you, will be accompanying me to the Inquisition. They have never broken a single law, nor are they outlaws of any kind. They are not like me. They've disregarded the Inquisition's authority, evaded gaze of Iberia, and found this sodden coast to lurk in. Tell me, I'm not supposed to find that suspicious? What are you talking about? You can't just start arresting people left and right with a tenuous suspicion like that. You shouldn't. We only wish to live a quiet life, ma'am. Is that so? Then you might find returning to this village one day, as long as you're telling the truth. Which is not an option for you, Fabius. Myers, was Chief really a pirate? Well, yeah, but as far as I know, he's been out of the game for a while. And even when he ran with the pirates, all he ever did was share fin beast jerky to the villages. Or carry Agirians between them. Even if you're telling the truth, Myers, I doubt the Inquisition will be lenient. Well, what now? I have but one question to ask. That Inquisitor, is she following the proper legal procedures? I don't know much about the laws of Iberia, but Dr. Kalsit told us that the wars of Inquisitors were pretty much law here. It is likely she is following the proper legal procedures. The procedures are precisely what the villagers have fled from, after all. Then it is decided. Udis quietly dragged me to the side and whispered outside Mayor's earshot. The sinners who were right next to me seem to have picked it up, though. Executive Manager, we best immediately return to ship, take command of it, and sail out on our own. It is unwise to involve ourselves in this conflict. What? Are you seriously suggesting that we just let them arrest the villagers? Didn't you hear what the Inquisitor said? It seemed pretty cut and dry to me. If this is just the standard procedure with no local laws broken, we are in no place to involve ourselves. Our best hope is to take the ship before they impound that too. We can't do that. Even if it is standard procedure. Even if they're working within the law. It's not. You stayed up to hear Mayor's story too, didn't you? You know, the Encore Inquisitors were working within the law too. When they came from the village. That was standard procedure too. If anyone had stepped in. I know what you went through, but I'd still rather not take a risk in an unfamiliar environment like this. I will try my best to figure out how to sail the ship. If I cannot, then I will have faith in Ishmael to quickly learn its controls. I can't say you're wrong, but I don't know. Neither you nor I know anything about the ocean currents here, Udis. We can get the ship going, but I can't guarantee that we'll reach the dimensional door without any trouble. Do you know anything about the sea currents in this region? No, not much, but I know the coastal sea somewhat. And you can't fight the Inquisitors directly here in Iberia. Fleeing with a ship might be the better option. What should we do, Dante? Yeah, I guess it's kind of awkward for us to just take the ship and go, huh? How about we try to talk to the Inquisitor then? I think we should at least try to hear them out first. Them being the Inquisitor and the Chief both. If the discussion goes well, we might even be able to get the Inquisition's support. Like Mr. Honglu said, we should hear them out first, then try to convince them. I agree with them, both. First, let's at least see what that Inquisitor has to say. R. Rabbit's right, she says. Are you certain that translation was accurate, Sinclair? Right, there's no way Ryoshu would choose anything other than violence, right? Idiots. It's because the other options are pointless. Inquisitor's seen us. We're already under suspicion. She will doubtless try to stop us if we flee now. So talk first, lower her guard, then attack. Okay. Pretty sure that's not what I mean. Well, if she's already onto us, then we shouldn't give her any excuse to attack us by running away. I was wondering what you were doing here, lurking in the background. A clock-shaped head. Are you from the Colombian Union? They're wearing a clock for a head due to reasons, but they have nothing to do with the Colombian Union. What's the Colombian Union? Tick-tock, what? Which language are they speaking? Regardless of whether you're from Colombia or not, you're clearly not from Iberia, let alone this village. You're not wrong, but I think there's a bit of a misunderstanding. I'm quite certain you don't know enough about these villagers to stand in between them and an Inquisitor. How long have you been staying here? 2 days? Buddy, don't just tell her that. 2 days? Alright, enough of this chickenry. Get out of the way, outsider. The attempt appears to have been made on quite the unstable ground. Please lend us your ear for a minute, Inquisitor. I am Amiya, leader of Rhode Island. Yes, I am aware of Iberia's closed border situation. I felt hope swelling within me as Amiya began with confidence, unlike Sinclair. Alas, it was short-lived. Thanks to the Inquisitor's quick retort, I couldn't help but place my palm against my forehead in the exchange that followed. Oh, so not only are we dealing with outsiders of dubious origin, we have illegal entry as well? We had to, because the issue demands urgency and... I've been briefed. Brazenly crossed the border, didn't you? I don't know how urgent that issue could be, but I doubt it's anything more significant than the situation at hand for Iberia and its Inquisition. The High Inquisitor is handling the Rhode Island issue. Stay put, await consequences while he and that chatty med doctor of yours talk it out. Do you know that your treatment may depend on her negotiation skills? As for the village chief, I understand that you have the right to arrest him, as he is a fugitive who has fled in the middle of interrogation and has been sailing with pirates. However, it is inhumane to arrest the rest of the villagers as well. Inhumane? The decisions is well within the rights bestowed upon the Inquisition. They've lived for years right next to that highly suspicious Aegir. The Inquisition must investigate the rest of them, as well as to verify if they have committed the acts of treason against our laws. This isn't going anywhere, is it? Listen, they've been surviving for years upon years by the coast without the protection of the Inquisition, and that simply cannot make sense. Oi, I think I've heard enough of you. Ain't it funny how you're blaming them for what is essentially a failure of your responsibilities? And now you roll up in here only to go, they shouldn't be alive, arresting them all. What are you saying, these people should all be dead or something? I am. There's no other way to cut it. People simply shouldn't be able to survive in a place like this. Not for long. The Inquisitor's reply only seemed to fan Heathcliff's wrath as he raised his bat and began striding forward. Ah, that's it. Lass, if you ever so much as touch the tip of a single villager's hair, please calm yourself, Heathcliff. But Honglu stepped in between them. Get your bloody hands off me. I've had enough of her. Continuing to threaten her will cause something irrevocably bad to happen. I believe you know that yourself, Heathcliff. What do you suggest then? We're clearly not making any progress by trying to talk this out. Excuse me, Miss Inquisitor. What do you mean that people shouldn't be able to survive in a place like this? I mean it literally. Even by some miracle that they do actually survive, they should at least be suffering from endless hunger, struggling to their wits' end at the inevitability of the calamity. But they look too healthy. The heck? And shouldn't you be applauding them for managing to survive through so much hardship? I am an Inquisitor. I'm not some crazy person on a power high who goes around accosting and arresting civilians of Iberia straight to the gallows, okay? I have more than enough probable cause to take them in for interrogation. It's just that I don't have the time or energy to explain every single one of them to you outsiders. I promise them a fair judgment, whichever way that may be, after a proper investigation. So stop it with this obstruction of justice. And the word justice has been dropped. Here comes Don Quixote. Without the full picture of the circumstance, Faust advises against further antagonization of a local political authority. I agree with Faust. I get the feeling that she isn't the type of heartless inquisitor that goes around indiscriminately executing innocents, like Miss Myers told us about earlier. I don't think she's anything like the Inquisitors of Encorp we saw back at Call. They were right. We didn't have the full picture of the circumstances. Getting in the way of an Inquisitor, who was clearly a rather significant political entity in the area, was most likely a bad idea. It isn't the Inquisitor's job to answer your questions. Continuing to instruct me then. As the standoff was showing no signs of ending, Miss Myers? I can answer your questions. So for now, let's do as the Inquisitor says. Myers, who had been hiding behind us ever since we returned to the village, suddenly stepped forward. Yet, what of thy grandfather and the villagers? It's alright. I'm sure this is happening only because the Inquisitor doesn't know. What do you mean? What do you mean you'll answer the questions? About the profound silence. Myers' response to Uda's was but a single concept. I didn't quite grasp its significance, but it seemed to surprise the Inquisitor. That is what they call the calamity that destroyed Iberia. My nose is really itchy. What the heck? Bruh. What are we fighting? We're fighting something? Alright. We want to deploy
의뢰가 들어왔나요?
Honglu. Which version of Honglu though? Bleed Honglu and Bleed Honglu. Let's deploy Fang Hunt. Oh, 40%! Huge!
탐구할 것은 무엇이오?
If only we had the other ones, but instead we got 2 new identities when I wanted the egos. Shit's so sad. You. Decades ago, a great wave ravaged through Iberia. It wasn't long before the Seaborns, carried by the waves, diminished Iberia's brilliant civilization to this. The waves. The profound silence then must have reduced the village to its current state as well. Is there any reason it's called the Profound Silence? It doesn't seem like the most appropriate moniker for a calamity like that. It's because the sea went dead silent before the waves came. The silence then claimed ships out at sea, then the cities of Iberia, them, the Iberians. No one could say a word in face of the ineffable calamity. What are you? No average Iberian civilian should be privy to any of the information you're sharing. And the Church of the Deep is really capitalizing on the pandemonium that followed the profound silence. They pretend to be Aegir from the sea, delude the citizenry of Iberia, and are sowing chaos in their lands. So that's why they're arresting the Aegir left and right. I can see the thought process, but... Huh? So, it's understandable why the Inquisitor would want to arrest us. Dante. This isn't good. Sharing that seems to have been some kind of a taboo, like, thing for the Inquisition. The Inquisitor wordlessly stared at Myers. Her eyes were filled with traces of anger and confusion, but she's afraid. There was fear in the face of a threat. Not the fear of the terrified. No, it's the fear of someone who's suddenly confronted with something they must destroy. The High Inquisitor once told me that should I come across an Aegir who knows too much, there is a sliver of a chance they may be of assistance to Iberia. Cease! Thou art threatening the innocents with thy brandishing of the firearm. But most are seduced by the allure of the sea. Thus, they are, with little doubt, our foes. I've got a bad feeling about this. Get out of my way, outsider. Final warning. Run. Quick on the uptake as always, Rodya slung Myers over her shoulder and ran past the villagers, while the sinners scattered in all directions to distract the Inquisitor. The Inquisitor draws her firearm, and in the midst of action, Don Quixote rushed towards the Inquisitor without a moment's hesitation. Don Quixote. Thou shalt go no further. I, a fixture of justice, shan't abide by as thou persecute them. Forsooth, 'tis a battle delayed, not avoided. This clash is inevitable. In that moment of crisis, seconds before this irrevocably make us a new enemy, monster. Oh. Wait, that's the character on Faust thing. A large obsidian crystallization in the shape of a monster burst forth between the two of them. Gah! Who is it this time? That's enough meaningless bickering. Dr. Calcit. Do you know her? Yes, she's Dr. Calcit. Rhode Island Medical Department's... Ah, Dr. Calcit, behind you. Shoot. Shoot first, talk later, is it? The negotiations are over. From this moment onward, Rhode Island is now operating within legal capacity on Iberian territory under the Inquisition's authorization. The Inquisitor fired a blast of the firearm-looking weapon, but the monster summoned by Kaisit managed to deflect it. And a cannonball thrown by the weapon punched clean through the wall of the building we stayed the night in, before punching through several other buildings behind it. That was enough to instantly freeze the sinners and the villagers on the spot. That penetrated a building. Though their walls may be weaker than the head standard for what counts as a building's exterior wall, to punch something so many is... What a precise point it makes. Now is not the time to stand around and be impressed. It is a violation of a taboo to have that much penetrative power in a firearm. We're not in the city. Don't lose your heads over this. Taboos don't apply here. My head knows that to be true, yet my heart finds it difficult to be still. That is enough of that discussion for now. It is advisable that we carefully observe and grasp the situation at hand instead of deliberating on a taboo the jurisdiction of which does not reach this far. Yeah, so the situation's gotten slightly better, right? If she's Amiya's friend, she's our ally. Besides, she's got some super powerful looking prosthetic gear looking thing. Is that what you think? I apologize for the disappointment, but I am not on anyone's side. In other words, your particular denomination ally might not be entirely correct. However, if I must define my allegiance then, let me inform you that the closest label would be that I am Inquisitor Irene's ally. Dr. Calcit. Amiya, outsiders. As much as you would like to deny it, the Inquisitor's suspicions are true. While it can be said that the process by which she reached that conclusion was unfair, the conclusion itself, without a doubt, correct. So they're actually connected to the Church of the Deep? That is one way to put it. Fuck, I didn't read that. To be more precise, they aren't connected to the Church of the Deep. They are the Church of the Deep. Perhaps the village itself is a dilapidated church of their congregation. Our village? A church? Just look at our buildings. Where would we even congregate? Your thoughts, Faust? There are not many resources by which we may analyze the decision. However, the fact that Amiya's colleague had made that same argument as the Inquisitor brings the accused defense into question. Yet, I can hardly believe that young Myers is lying to us. Hold on, you've been chatting plenty at that Inquisition or whatever. How do you know you weren't aligned with them the whole time? I see. You really are entirely in the dark. An expected outcome, given that all of you may be from a place far beyond the dimensional door. As fortune should have it, there's no need for you to know it anyway. Truth is truth unchanging, without the acceptance from an errant group of outsiders. Besides, soon... I'm sorry. It seems that we mired you in this trouble. Ah, say no such thing. We shall not abide by as one such injustice is perpetrated before our eyes. The villager... Fuck. Why can't I read? The village has already been identified by the Inquisition, and the Inquisition has even brought in an ally. It seems quite unlikely that words shall resolve this conflict. But we promise you, we'll take responsibility for what is done. We have benefited far too much from your warmth and kindness not to do so. The village chief, with a benevolent look, pulls a dagger from his cloth, and immediately knew what Kalse was about to say. Oh. We are now departing for sea, yet as we cannot bring ourselves to leave you here, I must ask you to join us for this journey, become our blood. What the fuck? The unanticipated, or perhaps I was simply in denial of this rising dread, ambush did not end there. The Inquisitor was right. The villagers suddenly began shanking the sinners with weapons they had concealed in their clothes. And it seemed that they were coming for me as well. Amiya, on your left. Amiya materialized a black ribbon-like apparition, parrying away the dagger flying in my direction. But another villager rushed in, taking advantage of the opening. The charging villager's back made a visceral, crunchy noise. Someone flung them away. Didn't mean to be this late. Scotty, let me catch you up to speed. I know the situation. This fishy smell was what I went to investigate earlier. What about the sinners? Unlike Amiya and I, who managed to survive the initial ambush, the sinners weren't doing so well. At least we had a silver lining in that the Inquisitor and Kalsit's quick understanding of the situation and the subsequent retaliation led the villagers away from the sinners. How? I didn't notice any hostility or aggression. What an odd thing to say. How would we hold any animosity against you? Why would we intend to kill you? We are not trying to hurt you. We are simply trying to give you a better form better suited for the sea. I can't fucking read. Until we were obstructed. I apologize for our unfamiliarity has caused you trouble, Inquisitor. I won't make a big stink about what happened. What's truly unforgivable is that the heretics tried to take advantage of the ignorance of outsiders to flee the Inquisition. And even if you are outsiders, any lives lost on Iberian soil are my responsibility. It's my fault. I'm sorry it came to this. Wait, lives lost? We're still alive, you know. We can shake off a stab when like... This is most unfortunate, outsider. Huh? What? Your friends are either going to die or turn into seaborns. The daggers that stabbed them were laced with the flesh of the sea terrors. Once that happens, most die, and the survivors become overwritten by their cells, becoming nothing more than another sea monster. What? That's not a very big deal? Everyone was acting like this was it for the sinners, but hey, I should be able to deal with this by turning the clock. It's not that bad. My only concern was I didn't know what happened if I tried to bring them back after they've been fully transformed into seaborns. The golden bow helps with dealing the whale's palidification effects, but I had no idea how it would interact with the seaborn's transformations. We should just kill them before they turn. I know this must be very hard for you but what? Sorry to bother with you, but can you kill my friends and preferably in the least painful way, you know? Oh, sorry. Was the last part kind of too much to ask? But wait, don't give up already. If we bring them back to Rhode Island, we should be able to do something to help them. How should I explain this? Guys, can you... Dante, I know what you mean, but I just can't right now. My strength is rapidly deteriorating since the ambush. It's kind of tingly too, so maybe they use some kind of paralytic cocktail? Just trust me this one time. I can assure you that I'm not just giving up on them. But, Amiya, can you understand the outsider's speech? Yes, it's just that they're making a pretty difficult request. They want me to kill all their friends before they transform into seaborns. Okay. Oh, I love her. Thank you, Scotty. And before we even knew it, Scotty had already decapitated the sinners, none of whom resisted. Amiya seemed to have been taken aback by how fast Scotty jumped into action. What are you doing? Scotty! Don't let this spook you. This is just how we roll. The clock turns. The decapitated heads creep towards the endless torso, connected with the threads of blood. The sensation is that of reversal. It feels as though the sinners and I are severed from the rest of the world, rewinding in isolation. Is this rewinding us going back in time, or are we defying the concept itself? The pain is multifold worse than the sensation of a straightforward decapitation. The pain is in the heart. As the current of death reverses, I sense a deep, crushing isolation. The wounds are disappearing. Resurrection. Metempsychosis. Or time reversal? Puzzling. I have no knowledge with which to interpret this technology. The cost seems to be that the pain is transferred to the one who rewinds. But that seems too small a price for such great power. Though the discussion of whether this can be categorized as power should be explored later. I couldn't stop shaking. All my limbs were trembling from the icy solitude. Still, I took a moment to collect myself and ordered the sinners. I don't know what they were thinking, but we should be able to find out once we take them down. You dare to see the executive manager and try to take their life? Prepare thyself, for thou shalt now pay the price for making a mockery of justice. Yeah, we can't just let this slide, you know? How unfortunate. I had high hopes that all of you would become fine bloodkins. Let's fucking go. Dante, my goat! I don't know what happened in the cantos that I haven't played yet, but he's just like, get it over with, just kill him already.
탐구는 끝났어.
That's fun. I remember one of my viewers told me about that, but it's kind of fun seeing it in action. I like it. It's a little bit humorous in a way. Some of my guys have syncing on them, that's not great.
언제나 하는 일이지만 항상 꼼꼼하게 하라고. 최선을 다할 거라고 믿어.
Faust, why are you trolling so hard? There you go, lock in.
제압 개체에게 맞는 정상적인 공격이야. 너도 누군가에겐 학교적겠지만.
What the fuck? He has tentacles, that's not fair.
잘 됐네. 이제 제압 작업을 하기 더 수월해지겠어.
Everyone's sanity is looking alright. There's no way you lost that clash. Faust, you're trolling me. Did my... Why are you rolling so many heads? Sinclair, lock in, please. Please do not the Faust. Hi Koopa, welcome in.
탐구는 끝났어.
How you doing? I hope you're doing alright. Let's go. No damage. Let's go. Doing alright? How's you? I'm doing okay. I've just been really busy with school and a little bit bummed out because I don't have time to play games. And also, some of my project members in this group project I have has not responded to my messages. So that's always fun. I always love it when I'm the only one trying to hold my group together. Like, I was like, okay, guys, hey, can we work on the project tomorrow? Like I said this on Friday, so I was like, can we work on this yesterday? And they're like, no, we can't do it. Yeah, well, let's work on it on Sunday. And now it's Sunday, and they haven't responded to any of my messages, so that's always fun. Let's go. I'm so happy.
방금 멋졌어. 너희들의 사랑의 힘이, 빛의 힘이 저 어둡고 악한 아르카나들을 뒤흔들었어. 이대로면 승리도 시간 문제겠지?
Yes, please apply syncing to Sinclair.
봐, 어렵지 않지? 이미 관찰 기록에 있는 유형대로만 공격하면 되잖아. 관찰 기록을 잘 읽은 것 같네. 기분이 공명하는 것 같아. 그 공격을 선택한 건 좋았던 것 같네.
Oh my god, he's so hot. I love you, Hallelu. Take my children.
악당들도 생각지 못한 상황일 거야.
Oh, what the hell is popped up? Oh, is it Discord reactive? That's weird. Whoops, there we go. Fixed it. I love water.
자, 악당 퇴치.
We win. Mission accomplished.
오늘도 정말 멋진 활약이었어. 내일도 꼭 불러주기야.
Wait, I think they're headed too. He's running himself into a dead end. Are they seeking refuge at a sea? Wait, that's where the ship is. That's where they're headed. They're trying to board the vessel. Wait, but we never told them where the ship was repaired. So how? Isn't it obvious? The whole village is in on it. It ain't a surprise they'd send someone to spy on us. Or they know a way to get on the ship, floating even if in its broken state. Vessel? Massus? The Inquisitor is so confused. Vessel Rebellion de la Massus. That ship is moored at a port in that direction. Wait, it can't be. Irene, who was preoccupied with battling the rest of the followers of the Church of the Deep, that's a lot of ofs, who were hiding, quickly gave chase. But Fabius and the villagers were already aboard the repaired ship, slowly departing the harbor with a horde of sea terrors between us and them. How can a vessel of that size become operational this fast? The exterior, the name, it must have been constructed during the golden age of Iberia. But how are we supposed to chase that? What if we built our raft and rowed after them? Mate, come on. The sea's full of sea terrors. It won't get very far before it sinks. Do you see something, Amiya? You keep looking in that direction. Oh. The sea vessel Massus soon disappeared into the mist, and the village was left empty with nary a sign of people having ever been there, as though this gateway had all been premeditated. Leaving only Myers. Interesting.
오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다.
Okay, I think I'm gonna leave
세우는데 일조하였습니다.
the...
내일은 더 떳떳이
I'm gonna
살아갈
leave
수
the
있게
Limbusing there for now. I need to quickly take a break, and then I'm gonna go play some Minecraft. Because I've been invited into another Minecraft server, and I was supposed to join in on Friday, but I was busy on Friday, so unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it. So I'm gonna hop in now. Hopefully, yeah, hopefully it's okay. So yeah, break time, and then once I'm back, we will be playing some Minecraft. I will continue playing through the events, maybe on, I want to say, yeah, just next week, I guess. I will continue to grind out, and hopefully I'll get enough to do some pulls and get everyone that I want. But yeah, I'll be right back. Just gonna quickly use the washroom. Yeah. I'll also push up the ad just so that there's once I'm back, there's no like immediate ad break. Yep, sounds good. Capiche? All right, we'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's leave Limbus Company running in the background for that background music, I guess. Oh wait, my camera's not on. Whoops. There we go. Okay, we're gonna switch over to Minecraft. for a short bit. Just get started. Yep. Unfortunately, actually, but while this is happening, while I'm loading on Minecraft, I just want to see, like, what is the probabilities of this game? Ego, 1.3%. Individual rates. Like, I don't understand the banner system. Is it like a 50-50 thing, or is it like you reach a certain point and then you can just exchange, or what? I don't get it. How does rate up work? Limbus company. I don't get it. Do I have a higher chance of seeing? Okay. I've kind of figured it out. So don't do singles, which is a little late because I did a little bit of singles, but it's okay. It's okay. We don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. Okay. Is my Minecraft loaded? It is not. Why are you taking so long? Fuck, I need to sneeze. Crap. Okay. Damn. That was a little bit. That was like a bomb a little bit. Okay. Just waiting. Oh, my Minecraft's loaded. Finally. Okay. It's the right account. Play. Hopefully they've allocated enough RAM by default because I forgot to change that. 8 gigabytes, that's enough. Wow. I need to sneeze. Why is my nose so itchy today? What the hell? This is not fair. I don't want to scratch it and have to sneeze all the time. The fuck? Bah. Alright, we're gonna do a rupture key. Press enter to enable a narrator. I'm okay. Oh my god, let me change my settings first. Jesus. Jesus! Okay. Sorry it's taking so long. I'm just changing my settings now. Okay, we're good. Add the server. Don't show the IP on screen because that'd be stupid. Where's the IP? Here it is. That's how you spell it. There you go. Found it. We're good. The IP doesn't work. No, it does work. Okay, I've got it. Now let's change it over. We can turn off that game audio. Okay. All right. And then game audio. Change it to Minecraft. Where is Minecraft? Found it. Okay. We're in Minecraft. Let's just join. Oh, I forgot to change my stream details. Servers are down. Excuse me. Hold on. Let me try again. See if it works. If not, we're gonna play something else. Something chill. Let me in. Please work. Encrypting. You are not whitelisted. Why am I not whitelisted? Why am I not whitelisted? Why? Did I give him the wrong username to whitelist? Omoshiroi. I might be cooked. Give them the right username. Okay. Oh well. Well, if we can't connect in because we're not whitelisted, we can play something else. What to do? Let's say I don't know what to do. I was kind of just banking on that working because like they said everyone was whitelisted, so I kind of just assumed that I kind of just assumed that it was gonna work out, but I guess not. What do I do? I could just end stream here. That'd be a little bit disappointing, I guess. Oh well. I mean, there's nothing really I could do. Like, I don't plan on. I could try doing Star Rail. Oh no, but I'm not caught up on the Star Rail. I want to get caught up on the old stuff before starting on the new story chapter. That sucks. Well, yeah. You know what? I guess we just ended there. Sorry that this stream's ending weird. Not really much I can do. Like, as much as I want to play Minecraft, I'm not whitelisted. And yeah. Okay, let's roll the songs, I guess. All right. Yeah. That's what a weird way to end a stream. This is crazy. Ah well, it's okay. What can you do? Well, that's gonna be it for today's stream, guys. Sorry about just not being alive in general. I've just been really busy with school, catching up on missed assignments, working on projects. It's a bit of a mess, so it's been difficult for me to find a good time to stream because my schedule's always changing. I'm always getting new stuff added in, and then I don't want to cancel streams, so I just haven't been planning streams. So yeah, that's gonna be it. I'll see you guys. Next stream, probably gonna be like just a chill work stream, drawing. Oh yeah, I've gotten into some manga art. I've been trying to like learn how to draw manga. Maybe learn to make some one shots. I'm not super great at art, but I feel like that'd be a great way to practice, like positions and stuff like that. Yeah. I'll see you guys. Next stream, we're gonna do some drawing, probably, and maybe some music. Yeah. What do I say again? All right. Let me see a little loud. Sleep well. Sweet dreams. Rest easy. Peace.